Greetings YouTube, Captain Machine here, back for another video. We're on to day 3 of the RPGaDay event. Little Gabriel is in the tree because he's a wood elf. And we're in the woods, and I'm doing multiple videos because I don't know when we're going to get back into the woods again, because I don't know if you can see the sky. Yeah, you probably can actually, but you can't see. It doesn't show up on the camera very well. The sky is getting gradually darker. There is a storm brewing on the west coast of the UK and is coming this way and will hit landfall by this afternoon, so we want to get some wood time in before that happens, and we're basically stuck in the house for like 3 days wondering if the roof's going to fall off or not. So once again, comments in the add a comment in the comments below on how far you think I'll get through this year's RPGaDay event, because every time I've done it I've kind of like lost steam and momentum and just stopped relatively early in the journey, and I want to see if I can get as far as all the way to the end. If I can, fantastic. If not, then either way, it's an opportunity to just share my thoughts on a variety of different things. So today's prompt, because we already talked about that, is a tavern. Now, before we get started with my opinions on taverns, I want to share in the description below a really good channel that does great historical videos and puts them into some very unique contexts of the Middle Ages. And he did a fantastic video on the importance of taverns and travelling inns and such and so forth to a community, and how they're like the central hub of that town or that place, and that's why they were important. And I wholeheartedly agree with that. Are you done with that tree, Gabriel? He's done with that tree. Well, on to the next one, because there's 2 in this area he likes going on. I feel that, come on Gabriel, that's dead, that's broken and dead, we're not touching that one. Yeah. People say that taverns are a cliche and you shouldn't use them. They're a crutch for lazy gems, and I would argue that's not true. They may be just not being used right. Don't just have the tavern be a one-word entry in your notes. Oh, this is the Golden Dragon. You know, it charges 2 gold pieces a night. Give me more than that. Tell me who runs it. Tell me what the favourite local brew is. What meal does the tavern owner, or maybe their wife or their sons or daughters, what do they make? What's their famous dish that they serve to all their guests? Is there a notice board in town, like a jobs board? Again, leaning a little bit into like RPG / computer game logic, but it was a thing. You not getting up that one, Gabriel? Dad's gonna help you, don't worry. Come on, let's get you up there. You wanna go up that one? Okay, let's go. Let's go. Come on. Up you get. That's it, on the knee. Come on, Daddy's knee, come on, climb up, come on, you can do it, that's it, up you get, keep going, you can do it, keep going, that's it. There we go. Tree climbing is a long held tradition by many peoples, but Gabriel's wood elf heritage is clearly taking precedent. Yeah, where was I? Oh yeah, so yeah, give me some backstory. Like, I tend to prefer, if I'm running like a traditional D&D-esque campaign or one of its derivatives, or even some like fantasy sci-fi, or something that's not strictly like, even modern day actually, if you think about it. Like, if your party is a group of roving ne'er-do-wells and they don't have a patron, again linking to yesterday's video or video number 2, then why are they there? Maybe there's a local event in town, maybe there's a notice board, maybe they're just travelling through and they've stopped because they've run out of money and supplies. If you are doing that, by the way, make sure you take their supplies off them. I know that the book says they start with 1 week's of rations, but just take it off them. there's nothing worse than having a party just go, well, I don't need to stop here, but there's plots here. Stop it. It's like, oh yeah, my favourite one is actually, it's like, well, there's 1 week's worth of rations, so I can carry on for a week. Yes, you did have a 1 week's worth of rations a week ago. Now you have nothing and you need to stop in this town. But like, why not have it so that the party gets used to the place? Maybe they do the first 3 or 4 levels in the town. They become known to locals known to them. They make connections. They discover mysterious things that maybe happen in the rest of the world that tie into the town. Maybe there's a MacGuffin in town that they find. Maybe there's a old mysterious wizard at the edge of town that like catapults the plot line to God knows where. But it all starts in the tavern. Taverns are important. Taverns are the lifeblood and social hub of any town of any description. I know that in the modern day, post-COVID, people don't go to pubs and taverns that much anymore. I remember going to the local working men's club when I was younger, in the next village over, a long time ago. And I remember my dad going there on Christmas Day and such and so forth, just to get out of the house while my mum made dinner and me and my sister played with toys. Well, I remember it was a big deal. We'd go there like once every other week, usually. Maybe sometimes more often. And like everybody you knew was there. It was like Cheers. You know, everybody knows your name. Like everyone knew who everybody was. Because it's really hard. It's really easy to know your neighbours. Well, it should be. For some people it's not. But it's not so easy to know the neighbour that lives 4 streets over. Or lives on the other side of town, or the other side of the village. Maybe that's not so easy. But it is easy to bump into them on the regular in the tavern when you're drinking a pint or having a meal. Don't just make taverns a boring place to stop. Even if they're just travelling through, even if it's just like they're going to stay here for one night and then the plot requires them to move on, give them something to ground them into. Like, the hero's journey starts with the protagonist being in the familiar, known world, and then he's thrust into the world of magic and mystery. Leaves the normal world and goes into like the supernatural or whatever. But to do that, you have to have a level of normality. You have to have some baseline of what is normal. Taverns are a great way to do that. Either way, see you guys later on to day 4, whatever that is. Bye.